Okay, so I just want to start this video off by saying that I understand. I understand what it feels like to be depressed. I understand what it feels like to be suicidal. I understand what it feels like to feel worthless and to feel like you're a burden to everyone and that no one would care if you were gone. I understand. I understand exactly how you feel. Depression is terrible. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. And, depression has a way of making you feel like you're stranded, you're isolated within your own mind. And it's very hard to describe to people that have not experienced depression. You just have to feel it for yourself. But like I said, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So, I felt like it's very important for me to let you guys know that because being understood is very important as a human. Just no matter what you're going through, feeling understood is a big part of the healing process. So, I just want to put that out there that I've been through it. Definitely, I've seen my share of very bad days, bad weeks, bad months. And, these are the things that helped me overcome my depression. Ever since I implemented all of these things, I have not experienced depression anymore. It has only been when I stopped doing these things that my depression would resurface. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to just get straight to it. The first thing that you need to do if you're depressed is delete social media. Now, I know a lot of you are probably already trying to justify in your mind why you shouldn't delete social media. And that is the exact reason why you should delete social media. A lot of you are addicted to social media. You just don't realize it because it's become normalized now. Pretty much anyone age 20 and under is addicted to social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. A lot of you are spending hours a day on social media and you don't realize what it's doing to your mental health. Now, I know some of you feel like social media is a crutch for you and that you need it for your mental health. I promise you that it is doing you more harm than good. All it's doing is distracting you from your feelings that are going to resurface at some point or another. And on top of that, you're being subject to all of this comparison. Subconsciously, you are comparing yourself to the people that you see on social media. And like I said, this has become normalized and it's a problem. It is a very, very big problem. And I think that this is a big part of the reason why depression rates are so much higher these days. Every time I delete social media, when I take like a 30-day, 60-day break, I feel like there is a weight being lifted off of my shoulders. And I feel this way for a reason. I'm telling you, delete social media. That is the very first thing that you need to do to overcome your depression. The next thing that you need to do is get up. Get up out of bed. Okay, I know that this is probably the hardest step for a lot of people. There were days when I would literally lay in bed from the time I woke up, maybe like 1 in the afternoon, to like 9 p.m. And I would maybe get up to use the bathroom, but that was it. Lay in bed, didn't eat anything, didn't do anything. I would just lay there on my phone on social media. And, when you delete social media, it becomes a lot easier for you to get up out of bed because you find that you have nothing to do in bed. You can't distract yourself anymore. You can't just let those hours pass by without you doing anything. So you have no choice but to get up at that point. Now, when you get up, the first thing that you need to do is clean your room. Cleaning your room is a very underrated and overlooked mental health tip. The reason why cleaning your room is so effective is because it gives you a sense of control. And when you're depressed, that is usually what you're lacking in life. You feel like you're lacking a sense of control. You feel like things are out of your control and, everything is just falling apart in your life. Whether you're having trouble with a relationship or you're working at a job you don't like, you're in school and you don't want to be there. A lot of things are going wrong in your life and you don't have a sense of control. And so as a coping mechanism, you just lay there in bed and don't do anything. So, by this point, you're up out of bed, clean your room. Okay, clean your room. Like I said, it's going to give you a sense of control. It's going to remind you that you have the power to create your reality. You have to understand that your environment is a reflection of your state of being. and your state of being is a reflection of your environment. So you have to take the initiative to change your environment so that you can change your state of being. So like I said, it's going to give you that sense of control, and in addition to that, it will give you mental clarity. Being in a clean environment really provides a sense of clarity, which when you're depressed, you have that brain fog. You feel like there's a dark cloud over you and you can't think straight. You can't think about anything else. So cleaning your environment is already going to help you feel productive and give you that mental clarity that you need to confront your feelings. Now, at this point, you are experiencing this mental clarity and you're able to think at least somewhat straight. You're able to think with more clarity than you were when you were in bed. So at this point, you're going to start journaling. Journaling is very, very underrated. This is something that I really wish I did when I was depressed. I think this would have helped me a lot, especially since I like to write. I think that for me, like I said, I just got into that mode where I didn't want to do anything productive. I was just spending all of my time on social media, laying in my bed, trying to avoid my problems instead of confronting them head on. So, when you journal, you're expressing your feelings, you're externalizing your feelings. I know that when you're depressed, you usually don't want to talk about it. And I relate, I can relate to that. I have only talked about my depression openly with like one person in real life. I had friends that I could text about it, maybe talked on the phone about it, but I was never truly comfortable talking about it out loud with people. I can talk about it to the camera, but when it came to talking with other people, it's not comfortable, just keeping it real. So journaling is a very good way of expressing yourself, getting things off of your chest without having to feel that discomfort and having to worry about, if people are going to see you in a different light. Because, like I said, when you are depressed, you feel like people are going to see you differently because of it. You feel like people are going to patronize you and, just constantly ask you if you're okay, and, you're not okay. You're depressed. So journal, get your thoughts down and don't hold anything back. Write down everything that you're concerned about. And keep your journal in a safe place where no one can read it. Don't share it with anyone. Just write down all of your thoughts and feelings and emotions. Unfiltered. You can even turn it into art. For me, I turned to poetry. Poetry was a very big coping mechanism for me when I was going through it. I think before I was depressed, I never wrote a poem in my life. But once I was depressed, all of a sudden, I discovered that I can write poetry. Pain usually breeds good art. That's just keeping it real. So express yourself by journaling, by, doing whatever type of art you like. If you like to draw, paint, or whatever else. And yeah, just focus on self-expression. The next thing that you need to do to overcome depression is start waking up earlier. Now, this is something that, I was never good at. I was never good at waking up early, but this right here will give you that sense of control, just like cleaning your room. You're doing things to help your mind, help your subconscious mind see that you have control. This is going to change your state of being, and thus your reality, and thus your state of being, and it'll keep going and going and going. You just have to get the ball rolling by doing things like this to take control. So when you get up early, you already feel like you're ahead. You feel like you're ahead of where you were before when you were sleeping in. And this is going to have a very, very positive effect on your mental health, especially if your plate is full, if you're doing a lot, if you're a very busy person. This is going to help remove some of that stress that you feel from trying to cram everything in 5 hours of your day. Now, obviously, you need to make sure that you're getting enough sleep still. Getting 4 hours of sleep a night is not going to help your case at all when you're depressed. But sleep a little bit earlier, wake up a little bit earlier, and you'll just feel more happy, especially if you can be productive in that extra time that you have. Now, the next thing that you need to do to overcome depression is to exercise. This might be one of the biggest cheat codes for overcoming depression. Looking back on it, I noticed a very direct correlation between the times where I was slacking off in going to the gym and exercising and the times when I was most depressed. Make sure that you are being physically active. You don't necessarily have to try to be in the best shape of your life, but make sure that you're active every day. Get out of the house and go for a walk. Do 50 push-ups when you wake up. Do something to get yourself active every day. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you feel more productive, for one, and it's also going to help you feel like you're doing something. You're doing something to better yourself. And because you're doing this, your mind is going to see that you do love yourself. It's okay to love yourself and to show yourself that you love yourself by doing that, by exercising, by staying on your routine. And over time, as you stick to it, you're going to find that you're going to see results. And as you see results, you're going to feel better and better and better. So just find something that you can stick to. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can do yoga, go play basketball, play soccer, whatever you love to do. Something that's fun to you. Find that thing and do it. The next thing that you need to do to overcome depression is to eat healthy. Now, this right here, this is a very slippery slope because you need to make sure that you're not obsessing over it. This is a mistake that I used to make and still do to this day sometimes. Just because you have a cheat meal, that does not mean that, you're a failure in life. Okay, and I know that it sounds dramatic when you say it out loud, but a lot of people have that type of mentality when you're trying to eat healthy and you feel like you can't maintain the discipline that it takes to eat healthy. Just understand that when you give your body good food, healthy food, it's going to change your perception of yourself and thus your state of being and thus your reality and thus your state of being. Make sure that you're eating at least somewhat healthy. Make sure that you get some fruits and vegetables in your diet every single day. And also, like I said, when I was depressed, I was barely eating. I was eating 3 pieces of bread with peanut butter a day. That is not healthy for you. I promise you that. And it probably wasn't that bad since I wasn't burning any calories either. But it's still not good for you. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Eat at least 2 solid meals a day. Make sure that you're eating breakfast. Make sure that you're eating a solid meal after that. And, eat healthy snacks along the way. And when you wake up earlier, it's going to be a lot easier to do this. The next thing that you need to do to overcome depression is practice gratitude. Now, don't take this out of context and think that I'm calling you ungrateful for being depressed, because that's not the case. I understand that when you're depressed, it's hard to feel grateful for anything. This goes right along with journaling. Get a gratitude journal. This right here, this gratitude journal, this is a game changer, okay? It's a game changer. You don't have to get that exact one, but get a gratitude journal off of Amazon, or I think they have them at Five Below. They probably have them at Walmart and Target as well. Get a gratitude journal, and every single day, take note of the things that you are grateful for. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be, anything big. It can be something as simple as the fact that you have internet and you can watch this video. It can be something as simple as the fact that you're watching this video, therefore you want to help yourself. You want better for yourself. That right there, that's 75% of the battle. When I was depressed, I was not watching videos like this. I was not looking to better myself. I was laying there in my bed feeling sorry for myself all day, every day. You watching this video are ahead of where I was because you're watching this video. So take note of the things that you are grateful for. And after a month, you're going to notice a very distinct difference in your state of being. You're going to have a more positive outlook on life in general. The last thing that you need to do to overcome depression is take a chance. Take a chance on yourself. If you are depressed, more often than not, that means that you are unhappy with some situation in your life. If not, all of them. Something in your life needs change. You need drastic change. For me personally, it was dropping out of school and quitting my job. I realized that I had dreams that were bigger than where I was at the time, and that the things that I was doing were not going to help me get to where I was trying to get to. And so it felt like I was wasting my time. And, over time, this will get to you. You feel like you're wasting your time and you're not going anywhere in life. So you need to take a chance on yourself. I'm not telling you to drop out of school. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, then you need to go to school. But what I am saying is, if you know you don't want to go to school, if you know you don't want to work at that job anymore, then leave. A lot of people will let fear stop them from taking that chance on themselves. But you have to ask yourself, is the fear of failure worse than the depression that I'm feeling for doing what I'm doing?